Alright, let's dive into something that might seem mundane at first but is actually packed with history and meaning. Imagine this, it's the start of the school year, and kids are lining up in front of their school for that classic group photo. Sounds ordinary, right? But personally, I think this simple tradition is a window into something much bigger. It's not just about capturing smiles, it's about capturing a moment in time, a piece of history. What makes this really interesting is how deeply rooted this practice is. We are talking about a tradition that dates back to the earliest days of child photography and public schools. And when you dig into it, especially in places like Volusia County, Florida, it becomes a story of progress, community, and resilience. Here's the thing, Florida didn't even have a public school system until Reconstruction. I mean, think about that. It wasn't until 1868 that the state constitution mandated free, uniform education. And even then, it took years for counties like Volusia to actually build schools. The first public school in Volusia didn't open until 1872, a one-room schoolhouse in New Smyrna Beach, built by volunteers. Daytona followed in 1874, DeLand in 1877. What this really suggests is how slow and uneven progress can be, even when it's legally required. But what's fascinating is that even in those early, makeshift schools, they still took the time to photograph the students. Why? Because, in my opinion, those photos weren't just about documentation, they were about pride. Pride in the community, pride in the progress, and pride in the future. Now, let's pause for a second. What many people don't realize is that these school photos are more than just a tradition, they are a form of historical record. They show us how education evolved, how communities grew, and how people prioritized learning even in the face of challenges. If you take a step back and think about it, those early photos are a testament to the power of collective effort. Volunteers built those schools, and those schools became the foundation for generations to come. One thing that immediately stands out is how much we take for granted today. Free public education, school photos, these are things that didn't just happen overnight. They are the result of decades, even centuries, of struggle and perseverance. From my perspective, this raises a deeper question: what does it mean for us today? Are we still capturing moments that reflect progress and community? Or have these traditions lost their meaning? Personally, I think there's still value in them, but it's up to us to infuse them with intention. A detail I find fascinating is how these photos connect us to the past. When you look at an old school photo from the 1870s, you're not just seeing faces, you're seeing the beginnings of something much larger. You're seeing the start of a system that would shape millions of lives. So, the next time you see kids lining up for a school photo, think about what it represents. It's not just a picture, it's a link to history, a symbol of progress, and a reminder of how far we've come. And if you ask me, that's something worth pausing to appreciate. What do you think? Is this tradition still meaningful, or has it become just another routine? Let me know in the comments, I'd love to hear your thoughts.